The shocking new Ford Everest, changing the auto industry for good. Are you ready for change in the auto industry? Ford is doing just that with their all-new Ford Everest. If you prefer hybrid or electric pickup trucks, Jim Farley, Ford CEO, has you covered. Following the hugely successful launch of the Ford Maverick Hybrid, Ford has confirmed that Everest will receive the same hybrid treatment. What new things will it bring to the table? Is it permanently altering the automotive industry? Let's get all the answers in this video. We'll see what has been revealed about the all-new Ford Everest Hybrid and how it plays a vital role in their strategy to dominate the global EV industry. Starting off, let's get a brief overview of what the car brings. Ford, as we all know, is no stranger to producing rugged and dependable pickup trucks. For over 45 years, the Ford F-150 has been a fixture in American culture and the best-selling pickup. Although the F-150 is sold in other countries, it is primarily sold in the United States. Because they are smaller and less expensive, the Ford Ranger and Ford Everest are much more popular overseas. Speaking at the Goldman Sachs Investor Conference recently, Farley confirmed Ford's first goal is to be the world's leading manufacturer of electric pickup trucks. As a result, the hybrid and electric Ford Everest is the next logical step for a company seeking to dominate the global HEV and EV market. We'll go over the prices in more detail later. Still, the most important thing to remember is that the Ford Everest is a global product aimed at Asia, South America, Africa, Europe, and Australia. Let's start with how the car was designed and the interior. Do you think it will keep up? Ford realized soon after the original Everest 2015 launch that its large 7-seater SUV needed to look wider and boxier than before if it was to compete with the best-selling Toyota Prado, so preliminary work began early the following year in Melbourne. The Australian engineering team behind the company's best-selling Everest SUV has confirmed that the new Everest and Ranger will be equipped with the same blue oval hybrid technology as the current Everest and Ranger. The Ford Everest rides on the same T6 ladder frame platform as the Ranger, Ranger Raptor, and Bronco off-roaders. T6 engineering chief Ian Fosten stated at an Everest media event that the T6 platform's front axle was purposefully moved forward 50 millimeters to accommodate a hybrid transmission between the engine bell housing and gearbox. This means that Ford can offer electric and hybrid versions of all these trucks with minimal changes to the manufacturing process. The Ford truck's exterior has been redesigned to highlight its bulky height and width. To achieve a tougher, more 4x4 credible signature front-end look, the new generation Everest has a square-shaped nose with reduced overhang, wider front guards, a flatter bonnet, distinctive C-clamp headlight graphics, and a unique upper grille element compared to the new Ranger to visually connect with the American Ford F-150 full-size truck. Because the sheet metal flares out more than before, the reshaped front end has altered the SUV's sides and rear. The glass has been unsprung from the B-pillar back, meaning that the side planes have been pulled out to widen the vehicle and bring the corners out more, resulting in new side and roof panels. The result is a broader and more square silhouette. The titanium model also has Everest monochrome lettering across the bonnet, giving it a luxury SUV feel similar to a Range Rover. Interestingly, while the upcoming Everest wheelbase and tracks have been stretched, and the sheet metal is essentially all new, the overall length has not changed. Ford design director Max Wolf believes that improving the latest Everest proportions and stance from every angle and turn will make it a more appealing proposition in the eyes of consumers. To further distinguish it from the previous model, the new Everest features what Ford calls coast-to-coast rear lighting elements, which means the taillights appear connected as an unbroken strip across the back, emphasizing the SUV's newfound visual girth. The new roof inspired Everest's engineers to improve the roof rail system's capabilities, with higher-spec models receiving standalone roof rails, increasing the vehicle's practicality while improving its aesthetics. The new Platinum grade adds 21-inch wheels, the largest the Everest has ever offered, enhancing the stance even further. Inside, a 12.4-inch digital touchscreen display and Ford's 360-degree co-pilot system include an auto park, auto beam 360-degree view, and lane departure warnings. Wireless Apple and Android CarPlay, wireless charging, and much more are available. The Ford Everest is also a 7-seater, so there's plenty of room for the family or friends and their belongings. The third row has limited space, but it is still usable for adults or children on longer trips. If you're looking for an SUV that's comfortable to drive to school, but capable of taking you off the beaten path on weekends, the new Ford Everest is the vehicle for you. Let's move on to the Everest specifications. The Everest doesn't win any speed awards, with a 0 to 60 time of around 8.5 seconds. You can haul heavy loads confidently, whether at work moving houses or hitching a caravan for a vacation. Everest has a towing capacity of 3.1 tons and a payload capacity of 757 kilograms. The Mitsubishi Prado, Toyota Land Cruiser, and GMC Acadia are among the family SUVs that compete with Everest. All of the above are capable family vehicles, but the Ford Everest stands out as an adventure-ready family vehicle. Jim Farley is in charge of the company's conversion to an electric vehicle manufacturer. Ford has pledged to invest $22 billion by 2025, nearly doubling its previous commitment. They're also splitting into two companies, one of which will focus on electric vehicles and the other on traditional gas-powered vehicles. According to Farley, this shift in strategy was necessary because the old way of working was too slow. The new EV company can innovate quickly by avoiding internal bureaucracy and red tape. During a CNBC interview, he recently stated that they would not cede the future to anyone. He appears to be doing everything he can to keep Ford from becoming the next Kodak. He said that their electric strategy is particular, that they will invest in segments where they are the dominant player and have scales, such as the F-150, Transit Van, or Mustang. Ford is a dominant global player in the pickup and SUV industries, and Everest places Ford squarely in the global family SUV market. Now that that's out, let's talk about the price. The Everest will be available with a hybrid engine and be available in 4 different price ranges. The 2.0-liter diesel Trend is priced at $57,090, the 2.0-liter diesel Titanium is priced at $73,190, the 3.2-liter diesel Sport is priced at $60,090, and the hybrid ambient version with a 3.2-liter hybrid diesel engine is priced at just $55,090. Tesla currently operates 5 gigafactories in Nevada, New York, Shanghai, Berlin, and Austin. They've grown quickly, but they still have a long way to go in terms of global coverage. Their website shows Ford has 32 plants worldwide, spread across the United States, Canada, Argentina, Mexico, China, South Africa, Germany, India, Romania, Russia, Spain, Thailand, Turkey, and Vietnam. When discussing Tesla in a recent interview with The Economist, CEO Jim Farley was brutally honest. He pointed out that no one had attacked Tesla's business model's heart, which is a costly vehicle. He said in the next 5 years, people will say, "Wow, I love that vehicle, and it happens to be electric, and it will cost half as much as a Tesla." Ford already has a large global audience of customers who have been buying Ford cars for years. Some people buy the same version of a car every time they upgrade. These people will eventually switch from an internal combustion engine Ford Ranger or Everest to an EV version of their Ford, and it will be that simple. If Ford wants to dominate the global EV market, Everest will be critical to its success. Tesla may have a first-mover advantage in some markets, but lacks Ford's global reach in manufacturing capability. Another factor to consider is that, unlike Tesla, which only produces electric vehicles, Ford has a large and loyal customer base for its internal combustion engine vehicles. This gives them a significant marketing advantage because they can offer hybrid versions of their most popular models to customers who already love Ford but may not be ready to go all electric. Regarding manufacturing capability and reach, Ford is well positioned to leverage its resources and compete globally for the top spot. They have already divided the company in two, with one side focusing solely on EV products and manufacturing. The introduction of Henry Ford's Model T in 1908 launched the modern vehicle industry as we know it today. Jim Farley, 104 years later, has accepted the monumental task of transforming the company into an electric vehicle manufacturer. Everest first hit the market in 2003 and has become a global staple in cities, towns, and farms worldwide. Things are heating up in the EV industry, and Ford is bringing the heat. Elon Musk has a head start, but it may not be long before its old guard and Tesla have a more even market share. So, what do you think? Would you rather have an EV Ford or go with Tesla, the market's leading player and most advanced manufacturer? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments section. That's all we had in store for you. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Until the next one, peace. I am out.